to hello viewers, you are welcome to the channel. If you have not subscribed to the channel yet, try and subscribe so that all the episode, all the updates, all the teasers, all the spoilers we are going to upload on this channel, you'll be the first person to watch them. So let's start with Thursday's episode on Jodha Akbar. So the episode starts with Jalal going somewhere, remembers pretty well that Nike's time is over. He comes and meets Barmal, who has his head down, and gets flashback when he scolded Shavani to have some shame. He is a common worker. How can you like him? He orders Das to find him. Flashback ends. Jalal says, your daughter loved common worker. You knew about it. He says, I can't see tears in your eyes, so tell me. Barmal says, I had no idea that she would do something like that. Jalal says, you didn't know then. Why did you send her here? Then tried to make relation with Maga and readily accepted for proposal. Barmal says, I am your culprit and I insulted you, so I am ready for punishment. Jalal says, you are my father-in-law, and even then you did that. This is your mistake. Ask Maga, ambassador, you cheated, this is your mistake. So your punishment is that you'll be sent to jail. Mirza asks, what are you doing, Jalal? He is your father-in-law. Jalal says, as a king, I have to take decision as a king. In Hiriam, all ladies are gossiping that Jodha's sister was characterless and insulted Jalal. Jodha listening this, they say that Jalal has sent Barmal to jail. Jodha is stunned and comes to balcony where Daddy, Maham and Rooks are also present. She sees soldiers taking Barmal away and is in pain. Maham says to Rooks that at last Jodha took decision. Rooks says yes, as Barmal was at mistake, not Jodha. Maham taunts that Rajvanshi women are characterless. Jodha thinks it hurts when your own people dishes you, and I have to bear this pain all life. In morning, Mirza comes to Jalal, who consoles Mirza and says it's sad that they are our own. Mirza says free Barmal. Jalal says he is at mistake. He knew about Shivani. Mirza says what about Jodha? What's her fault? And why we are giving punishment to father for daughter's mistake? Jalal says Barmal cheated who Magas and punishment is needed, and that girl could have told me. Mirza says maybe her value didn't allow her to tell you that she loved someone. Jalal says values, she ran away with someone. Mirza says she was in love and had to take this step, and she did best for me. Think if she would have married me then 3 lives will have spoiled. I had to see Tej in her eyes full life. I'll come out this pain, but not after marriage. Jalal asks why he is doing this. I don't have heart and doesn't understand it. Mirza says when he will love, he will know why he is saying this. He will know why Shivani did that. Darcy informs that Jodha wants to meet Jalal. Mirza says they are my culprits, so I must decide their punishment, and I am asking you to forgive him. He says love can make a common man stand in front of a king, and a king to bow down to someone. When you love someone, you can't see their heart, and you can't give them pain. Jalal is thoughtful. Jodha comes and greets Mirza. He greets and leaves. Jodha says to Jalal that though Barmal is at fault, but his mistake is not that much big. Please free. She keeps on pleading, but Jalal is only thinking about Mirza's words that you can't give pain to your love. He looks intensely at crying Jodha and leaves. Jodha is confused. Jodha is crying and says to Moti that because of Barmal, not only Rajvanshis but Magas got insulted. Hamida thanks me as her daughter and what Barmal did. I am cursing why I took Shavani with me to Manda. Jodha says I should curse them or my fate. I used to feel proud for being Rajvanshi, and now I have to be a taunt all life. Moti says they were not wrong, but it was a situation that made them do that. Jodha says I can't stand with the relationship which is based on lie. Shavani could have told me so I wouldn't meet this relationship. Darcy comes and informs that Jodha has freed Barmal and allow him to go to Ameh. Jodha is happy and says Jalal again show his greatness. On terrace, Hamida comes to meet Rajvanshi family. Barmal and Daddy ask forgiveness. Jodha is looking from far. Hamida says, I know how it feels when you come to know about daughter's affair with someone low. Don't say sorry. Daddy says, no, we are at fault. Maybe we couldn't install value in our children. Look at Meza and his values. We fail in raising our kids. Hamida says, no, look at Jodha and her values. Shivani did it in her childishness. She says tomorrow is Shubhratri, Hindus festival. Please stay, we will celebrate it. Pema says, sorry, but what we did after that, we can't stay here and bother you. Let us go. We will come. Hamida says, okay. Jodha comes there, so Hamida leaves. Jodha says, Meza, Jalal, and Meza forgive, but I don't have cash to do that. You could have told me about Shivani, but you cheated Maga because of you. My family is facing insults. You could have told me I could have done anything to stop this proposal so my husband wouldn't be hurt. My diva wouldn't be in pain. Jodha says, but Barmal, that you had insulted my family, and this Maga Jodha will never forgive you. Barmal is tensed. Jalal comes to Meza, who is sleeping. He curses his hairs, takes out his shoes and asks, does it to bring blanket? Jodha comes and gives blanket. Jalal looks at her, takes the blanket, puts it on Meza and goes out. Jodha comes running behind him. She says, I don't want to ask why you freed Barmal and sent him to Amma. I just want to ask you why you didn't taunt me. Please scold me, shout on me. My sister broke your brother by running then. Why are you not saying anything? Your silence is killing. This silence is unbearable. Jalal says, correct, Meza. Jalal says, correct. Meza was silent at time of Nikah. He was silent when he got the news. This silence killed him too. He holds Jodha's hand and says, I don't need your permission to punish you, but I want to punish the real culprit, that is Shivani and Tej. My power is much bigger and they can't run from me. I'll find them. Jalal says angrily to Jodha that he lied to me. He has hurt my brother and I'll punish him. My soldiers are searching him and I'll punish him for what he did. Jodha tries to say something, but Jalal says, no. Jodha, look at him. He remembers measures that you can't hurt your loved one. He doesn't say anything and leaves. Jodha looks on. Soldiers informs Sharif in jail that the agent of Mali is Bineza. Is Bineza here? Sharif is happy and writes a letter to Jodha again. He says thanks to Mali. Outside, Zakira is tense that how to tell Bineza that all snakes are finished. She comes to Bineza, who is starving for poison. Zakira asks her to not throw her poison as there is no snake left. Bineza is stunned and is choking. She says, Abu Mali will kill me and this Jodha isn't allowing me to go close to Jalal. Jodha from outside listening to the sound and about to see Beneza, but Muti comes and tells her that Sharif wants to meet. Jodha says, I'll have to go if Jalal is in danger. Rook says to Maham that what's happened to Jalal? He freed Barmal. Maham says that too with respect and sent her to Amma. It's Jalal's rule to punish corporates irrespective of who he is like. He sent Adam to jail. Sharif is in jail. Bakshi is getting punished, but Jalal's case is different. Jodha is telling Jalal, you should do something. Rak says the what? Maham says use Beneza against Jodha. Risham informed that Jodha doesn't want permission for some festival. They come and say we want off tomorrow. Maham says no, you will not get it. They say that puja has been arranged by Jodha and they are invited by Jodha only. Maham says you are Dasis and will not get any off and asks them to go. Maham remembers how Hindu Dasi taunted her and says, Jodha Bagan, your power will be destroyed now. Jodha comes to Sharif and says to this and says, stop this. If you want then tell these two to anyone else. Sharif says she's Bandi. You have caught her red-handed. Jodha says, who is Bandi? Sharif says Beneza. She has become special to Jodha, but she has been sent from Mali's palace as a gift, but she has mission with her. Mali has used her to kill many and now Jalal. Jodha says I have to go. She leaves. Sharif says you left without listening what's inside my heart. Jodha asks Muti, let's go. Jodha says I'm worried about what Sharif told me. Muti says it's not right if Jalal know that you met Sharif, he will be angry. and we can't believe Sharif. Jodha says we have to. Earlier he told me about Abu Mali and then Meza, and Jalal confirmed that Mali is against them. And Beneza has come from his palace and Jalal believes her. When she is around Jalal, there is no shoulder, and I have to notice that. She always tries to find ways to get close to Jalal. Darcy comes to inform that Jalal has called everyone. Seems there will be some war. All families and soldiers gather. Jalal says one man has surrounded one state. And again, one man tried to betray Maga and goes against them. We have to answer him rightly, and this battle will be supervised by Mirza Hakim. Adam thinks this kid. Jalal says, I know you may think that Mirza is young, but remember when he became king, I was only 17 years old, and I know my brother will fight with courage. He says to Maham Singh that it's time to implement what I have taught you. You have to fight for Magas now. Man says, I will not disappoint you, and asks permission to touch Jodha's feet. Jalal allowed. He touches Jodha's feet. Jodha says to Man that never disappoint Jalal. Follow his father's footsteps. Who fought for Jalal? Man agrees. Atga says to Jalal, Mirza looks like your shadow. Jalal says he's my brother and I am sure he will win. Jodha says to Moti that I am not getting chance to tell Jalal about Beneza. Moti says to tell him later. Adam fumes at being ignored and leaves. Hamida says, I don't interfere in politics, but I think you have to give a very big responsibility and he will be able to do that. Jalal asks why. Hamidi says he hasn't come out of Shavani's fiasco. You think with mine, but Mirza listens more to his heart. Jalal says, I know he thinks differently, but he's a maga and can win. He's my brother and I think for him that's why I'm sending so that he can come out of depression. So I feel I am responsible for what happened. As I approve that proposal, he says he has work and leaves. Jalal comes to Mirza and says, I will make you ready for war. He makes him wear the dress and says to tear apart the villains. Mirza says, sure. Jalal says, come after winning. Mirza says, I will bat. What's the matter with you? I'm going on fight to forget my love for Shivani. But why you are so worried and tense for this war? Whom do you love and want to forget? Jalal asks, what? Mirza says, I always seen attitude in your eyes. But today you had anger. Jalal says to Mirza to go to war. Mirza says, I will win the war, but that will not lessen your heart's pain and inner disturbances. This will be done when you win the one whom you love. Tell me, whom do you love? Jalal is highly tense. Jalal says to stop this rubbish. I don't have heart and doesn't love anyone. He asks Mirza to go for war. Mirza thinks, did you tell me or yourself that you don't have heart? Adam is lamenting before Maham that he was not choosing to go to war, whereas the young Hakim was choosing who is injured from inside. How will he fight? And Jalal was ignoring him. Maham says Maza has fire inside and he will lashes it out in war, so don't take him lightly. Maham pacifies him, saying that Hakim and Jalal were trying to forget their failed love stories, and Jalal will not ignore how he won against Imtiaz, so just wait. Jalal thinks of Maza's words and camp where Jodha is praying. Darcy asks, should I tell Jodha that you are present here? Jalal says no, but tell Ruth that I will spend night with her. Jalal comes to Atga and says, I ignored and choose Mirza because Mirza was depressed. Atga says Mirza is a trained soldier and can win any war. He knows about victory. Jalal says Bahada is again creating problems in Marwa, so I think we should send Adam there. Adgar says sure, and he knows about Marwa too. Jalal says I have told you another work. Adgar says I remember. Jalal says do it. Adgar agrees. Jalal says to Moti that I don't know how to tell Jalal about Beneza and whether it was correct. I don't know. Rahim comes to Jodha. Jodha says, you don't like learning. He says, I like asking puzzle questions. He asks a puzzle. Jodha writes it and reads the first letter on all words, but it doesn't get solved. Rahim says, you have to add the last letters of words and it's become Rahim. Jodha remembers how he had earlier asked the puzzle from Mirza. She suddenly remembers of the letter which was written by Beneza and how Mirza told that it was in Adi language. She writes down the letter and combines the first letter and it becomes work has not been done. Jodha says it means Sharif was right. She came here to kill Jalal and wrote this letter to Mali. I will not let her do anything. Jodha comes to Beneza, who is striving hard for poison. Jodha asks what work has not been done yet. Beneza says, I'm not fine, I can't do any work. There are many days. Jodha says, I'm asking about letter which you wrote to your mom. Beneza says, my work is to please Jalal. Jodha says, I will tell about it to Jalal. Beneza says, you can, but Jalal already know about it and will not listen to you. Jodha goes away. Beneza says, she's nagging too much. I have to fight her before Jalal. Outside at gate of palace, Abdul Malik is being captured by Maga forces. He is angry. Jodha also sees it and says to Moti that he is not ashamed. Jalal comes to Mali and says, I was letting you go every time because you were my brother-in-law, but what you thought that I am weak. Jalal says, I knew about your every move in Agra. He asks Atgar to present him in court. Beneza gets to know about Mali's arrest and is tense. In court, Mali is being presented while all Magas are present. Jalal says, what you thought that you can run by backstabbing, but see now you are in my custody. Jalal asks, who is your agent here? Mali says, you captured me now, capture him too. Jalal says, you are calling your death. Mali says, I came here with death clothes tied on my head. I don't have any fear. Jalal says, good, now it will be easy to kill you. Jalal says, some people think I have danger from you, but now they will be satisfied. And he looked at Jodha. Jalal says, I'll find your agent. Mali says, you are mistaken. You have captured me, but not my weapon. You are not safe, and if you don't take any safety, then you will leave the world. Jalal says, I'll answer you soon. Jalal says to send Mali to jail, and nobody can meet him. Mali is taken away. Jodha thinks Jalal is very angry. Should I talk or not? Rook told Jalal to talk, but Jalal stopped here and said, I don't want to listen to anything. Jodha thinks he didn't listen to Rook. Then how will he listen to me? Jodha stops him. Jalal says, didn't you see I stopped Rooks from any talk? Jodha says, I want to tell you about Beneza. Jalal says, I know she is from Mali's palace. I have an eye on every bandi of his palace, and I spend much time with them, so I know her. Jodha is a little jealous. This is where we end Thursday's episode. So, like I said, if you have not subscribed to the channel yet, try and subscribe because we'll be uploading the Fridays